welcome everybody. What is going on? So a few weeks ago I did say that I was going to do a character poll, not a character poll, but my top 10 favorite characters video, and I decided that, you know what, it's time to do it. So I'm going to do one today. I'm going to do one at episode 105. Now, by the way, there's going to be a double coming later tomorrow, today. You know, you guys know my update time is pretty much my upload time, so that's basically when a double will be coming up. Besides that, my top 10 characters, and you know, I know a lot of you guys will probably have different names, characters that haven't been introduced yet, characters, you know, that we might see in the future, that I might see in the future, but you've already obviously seen. So for this video, you can actually talk spoilers in the comment section, because for this video I won't actually have a look at the comment section, just to see, just so that you guys can actually talk and say, basically discuss among yourself who your favorite, or basically say who your top 10 are. Essentially, I'll come back to this video once I'm actually caught up with the show. So if you guys want to talk spoilers, you can talk spoilers in this comment section, because I won't check it anyway. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of names in my top 10 list that honestly I feel bad. I feel bad about for not being in the list, and there's a lot of people that just made it. I think number 10 especially, he just made it. And let's just start. Let me just stop talking. Let's actually start with the top 10 characters so far. 65 episodes in 60. Well, actually, I think I'm on episode 65. So 65 episodes in. Yeah. What is my number 10 favorite character? And that's Takazuki. Takazuki, I think for him, it's just a case of that we've not really seen him enough. I've not seen him enough in the show. He's only really appeared twice. Once in the Benizakura arc, and once in the one episode with the inventor and whatnot. And those are the only two episodes that he's actually appeared in. So that, and the fact that he's obviously number 10 in of itself is quite an astonishing feat in my opinion. But the reason why he's so high, really, he hasn't really had that many lines, he hasn't really done so much, but every time he has appeared, there seemed to be a genuine threat, like a genuine sense of danger, and it just all seemed to suddenly turn serious, and he's essentially a serious character. So he's the character that turns everything serious, and I think just for that, I put him that high. I just kind of like, every time he appears on the screen, I like seeing it, so that's why he's so high. But number 9 is Hattori. Another character that we've not seen that often. Obviously, we've seen him recently in the anime, and he was there in that one episode where his father died and whatnot. So he's been in a few episodes, but he's not really been like a main character. I think he's been like 4 or 5 episodes so far. But he is just funny. You know, every time he appears, he's just funny. He seems a lot like Gintama, but just, you know, Gintama taking a different path essentially, and I just think that is quite an interesting path. It's quite a good contrast to have, and for me, he is number 9. Number 8, Hijikata. Yeah, when I was making this list, I thought, you know, before I actually thought about the list, just, you know, the general scope of the thing, I thought he was going to be like number 5 or number 6. But the more I thought about it, the more it's dawned on me that honestly, he doesn't appear that much. Like, while he's always in the shows, he doesn't really do that much. And I don't know. I just like his presence in the show, but I just feel like he needs to do more. And I think if he did more, he probably would just climb up much higher. He would probably be, like I said, number 5, number 4, roughly those places. Number 5 or number 6, I should say. So roughly those places. But since he rarely has a spotlight, that's why he is at number 8 for me. Number 7 for me is Madara. I did mention that, you know, Hijikata, he hasn't really appeared that much in the show, so why am I putting Madara? But the thing about Madara is that he is just a comedy character. He's just, when he appears, you know, it's funny, you know, and that's just the way it is with him. And I think he has appeared as much as Hijikata, in all fairness. So he's just a funnier character, in all honesty, and every time he appears on the screen, like, you want him to appear on the screen. That you know, from a character that you know little about, you know, let's be honest, we don't know much about him, but for a character that you know little about, the fact that you want him to appear more on the screen, it just says it all, in my opinion. So for me, number 7, Madara. Now number 6. And I actually feel, once I made that list, once I actually looked at it, I was like, wow, I put him on number 6, not number 5. could be controversial. But number 6, and that is Katsura. Katsura, for me, probably the person, or the character of like the last 10 episodes, just the MVP of like the last 10 episodes. Because every time, like there was, you know, obviously in the Benizakura arc he did a lot, and then in the recent episode he was essentially, it was essentially his episode. And the fact is that, you know, he's able to carry a scene. You know, he's got the history with Gintoki, he's got the history of Takazuki, and you know he has his own agenda, he has his own purpose, he has his own narrative, and it's just interesting that every time he does appear, you know, usually he's followed by Elizabeth, but you know, he is just such an interesting character in my opinion. He's just one of those characters, like I said, that you want to see more on screen, but when you see him on screen, you don't want him to leave. You know, that's basically the kind of character that he is, Katsura, and especially when he talks to Gintoki, it's just always good talks in my opinion. So yeah, Katsura number 6. Now number 5, and I think this one would probably be controversial. Not really, but I think many people would have expected Katsura over him, and I don't think many people would have him in their top 10 list. I don't know. But number 5, Sogo. Yeah, number 5, Sogo. At the beginning, I didn't really think much of him, but like in the last 20 episodes or so, he's really become one of my favorite characters, because him and Kagura are just always clashing heads and whatnot, and I just like it. It's like that one episode where we had Sadaharu's like little pet, you know, Sadaharu's little friend and whatnot, and you know, where one person told me to read the manga just for this one single episode because there's something like a dragon circuit or whatever. You know, from that one episode with 2 priestesses and whatnot, you know, they were just clashing head, Kagura and Sogo, and it's just like it's just still there. You know, it's even in like the latest episode with the Beatles, it's still there. I just like see that, especially considering that I like Kagura so much. Hint hint, spoiler I guess. Yeah, but I just think that Sogo is he's just turning into such an awesome character. Honestly, he's just turning into such an awesome character, and he just seems like, I don't know whether he's the most serious or the least serious of the police. I can't really tell. I'm still debating where he fits in with the Shinsengumi. I'm still debating where he is. But for me, he's number 5 on my list. And I think, like I said, many people will probably think that many people will probably have Katsura over him. Definitely, I think. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Number 4, and here we get into that. Here we get into the what's going on kind of territory. Number 4, we have Shinpachi. We have the glasses. We have the man with the glasses. Number 4. You didn't really expect me to leave one of the 3 main characters out of my top 10 list, did you? I mean, I think most of you guys will probably expect him to be in number 3, but for me, he is number 4. There's someone above him. There's 3 people above him, and I don't know, I just like him a lot, but it just seemed like, to me, he just seems like the normal one. You know, that's basically his role, the normal one. Everyone else is just either on the ultimate spectrum of crazy, or on the ultimate spectrum of like, what the fuck. But he's just in the middle. He's just like the, hi, I'm the regular Joe in this show. That's me. Hello, how you doing? So for me, he is number 4. Just for the fact that he's the known one. He's like the one that keeps the group in line, the group that keeps the group in check, and I think that in of itself is very impressive. That's a very impressive feat in my opinion. So for me, he is number 4. Number 3. Number 3. Sadaharu. Number 3, Sadaharu. Yeah, you may be thinking, why is a dog your favorite character? Because Sadaharu is epic. Come on, let's be totally honest here. Sadaharu is awesome. Every time he appears on screen, it's a funny scene. Every time though he interacts with characters, he's interacting in good scenes, and he's just, every time he's just there, every time he's just awesome, right? He's just awesome, right? If this show was renamed Sadaharu and he became the main character, I would still watch it. You know, if he was the main character, I would still watch it, and I would still be looking forward to it like I do right now. So for me, Sadaharu being number 3, he may be a dog, but dogs have feelings too, and dogs are characters too. For me, he is number 3. Number 3. But let's go on to number 2. And I think maybe my top two. Maybe my top two was pretty predictable, I think. But number two, you have the man himself, Gintoki. You have the man himself, Gintoki. He is my number two. He is my second favorite character. Ultimately, he rules this show. He rules this show, and he is just awesome. I don't think I really have to explain, why he's awesome, but he's just awesome because every time, he's there, it's just a funny scene. He can do anything. He could just eat snacks. He can just eat sugar the way he does always. He'll eat sweets and whatnot, and it's just funny. He can do nothing. He can be serious. That's the thing. He can be funny and then he can switch over to being serious within a heartbeat, and then he switches back to being funny. Or he can be funny with it while being serious. Or he can be serious while being funny. He's just an awesome character. One of the few shonen characters that doesn't have an actual end goal. One of the few characters that doesn't actually have a dream, a wish, or something. He's just there, just living life to life, worrying about paying rent. And that's him. That's him. That's really all there is to him, and that's why he's so good, because that's all there is to him ultimately. And obviously we keep getting teased with like his flashback in the Benizakura arc. We saw like a little scene of young Gintoki. I'm hoping ultimately we'll see a little bit more of young Gintoki, but for now he is number two. And number one, I think pretty obvious. I think most of you guys that have watched my reactions know that who my number one character is, and it's Kagura. Why is it Kagura? Because unlike Gintoki, maybe not unlike, well, the comparison obviously would be Kagura and Gintoki, because those two were fighting for my number one spot, but I made it pretty clear. I knew straight away from the beginning that Kagura is going to be number one, and the reason why is that she is unfamiliar with the world. It's basically like a newborn child. A newborn child with the strength of with the strength of the Hulk, just strolling around the world, trying to learn more about the world. And when you have the strength of the Hulk, and you're a newborn child, that's always a good combination to have. That's always a good combination to have, and especially considering that she's funny. I love the backstory of her and her father and whatnot, and obviously her brother, I think it was as well. So I'm just, I think it's pretty obvious why. I mean, come on, she's the funniest character. Her interaction with all the other characters is probably the best. Her interaction with Sugo, probably the best. Her interaction with Gintoki, probably the best. Her interaction with Sadaharu, probably best. I mean, every character that she interacts with, it's just one of those things that you can look forward to. Gintoki, I mean, he has that similar, I think, with Mado, Katsura, and perhaps Takazuki, but I think that Kagura with her is almost with every single character, and that's why for me she is number one, because every time she appears on the screen, it is funny. It's rarely ever serious. Unlike Gintoki, with her it's almost always funny, always funny, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of how serious the thing is. In the Benizakura arc, she was tied up and she was still being funny. That's basically what it is. Even in the most, that's what I'm saying. It's like a newborn child with the strength of the Hulk, and with the attitude of I don't care. Which just makes for such an awesome combination. It really makes for such an awesome combination. But that's my top 10. Like I said, for this video I won't actually look at the comment section, just because so that you guys can talk about who your favorite characters are and whatnot. So that's just my top 10, like I said, and at episode 105 I'll do another one and see if anything has changed. Maybe depending on how much we see of Gintoki, maybe, yeah, I don't think you can replace Kagura, being totally honest here, but I think perhaps if I were to do a prediction, I think perhaps the 3 people that can perhaps go up the top 10, perhaps Shinpachi, Katsura, and either one of Hijikata or Takazuki. I'm going to go with Hijikata. I think that he's going to go perhaps to number 6 spot. Katsura will probably go to number 5 spot, and Shinpachi will probably go to number 3 spot in the future. But that's my predictions. Tell me what you guys think, ladies and gentlemen. As always, you can rate, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and have a nice day.